Hello everyone and welcome to the
JESUS, it's the Jesus Podcast, where you learn random but sometimes important facts about Catholicism, Christianity, and maybe more. JESUS, it's the Jesus Podcast.
Hello everyone. As you can see, I'm trying to wear as much red as I can to fit the occasion. We got red hat, red sweatshirt, which doesn't really fit, but you know. And you know what, guys? Fine. I'll do it. I'll wear it. I'll wear the chain. We got the drip, yeah. We got the drip today, guys. But that's not important. What's important is the fact that I have a plate. I don't know. I don't know why I have that there. Neither. Oh, guys, do you like my candle? You can't even see it, but it's on. It's just not. It's low battery. Yeah. Just put there. Looks cool there. Got my papers for the information that we will be going over today. Why I have a mouse here, that is for my research information, which is right behind the camera. And that's what I'm going to be looking all my information on, even though I have a piece of paper with all the information I need right here. Okay. Yeah, no, guys, I'm kidding. No. Okay. Ow! Okay. It's time to get serious. Today we're talking about Saint Valentine. On February 14th, around the year 270, a Roman priest called Valentine was stoned and beheaded. In 496, Pope Gelasius marked February 14th as Saint Valentine's Day in dedication of his martyrdom. For centuries, St. Valentine has been associated with romance, love, and devotion. Yet little is known about his life. It is not even clear whether he was a person or two. Here are 10 facts about the man behind Valentine's Day. Fact number 1. He was the 3rd century Roman clergyman. By most accounts, St. Valentine was a clergyman, either a priest or bishop, in the 3rd century Roman Empire. Around 270, he was martyred during a general persecution of Christians, according to the Nuremberg Chronicle of 1496. He was beaten with clubs and finally beheaded for aiding Christians in Rome. Leonhard Beck, Saint Valentine by Leonhard Beck. The Golden Legend of 1260 claimed St. Valentine refused to deny Christ before the Emperor Claudius II Gothicus and was executed outside the Flaminian Gate as a result. His martyrdom on February 14th became his Saint's Day, which has been observed as the feast day of St. Valentine's Day. Fact number 2. He had the power of healing. Man. One popular legend describes St. Valentine as a former bishop of Terni in central Italy. While under house arrest by the judge Astrius, the two men discussed their respective faiths. Astrius brought his adopted blind daughter to St. Valentine and asked him to help her see again. Valentine prayed to God, laid his hands on her eyes, and the child regained her sight. Immediately humbled, the judge converted to Christianity, became baptized, and released all his Christian prisoners, including Valentine. As a result, Valentine became the patron saint of, among other things, healing. Fact 3. From Your Valentine originates from a letter of his. Years after his release, Valentine was arrested once again for evangelizing and sent to Claudius II. The emperor was said to have taken a liking to him until Valentine tried to persuade him to embrace Christianity. Claudius refused and condemned the clergyman to death, commanding that Valentine either renounce his faith or face death. On the day of his execution, he wrote a note to Astrius's daughter. Astrius's daughter. The child he had healed from blindness and befriended. According to the legend, he signed the letter, "From Your Valentine." Next fact, his skull is on display in Rome. St. Valentine's skull, relic of St. Valentine in the Church of St. Marina in Cosmedin Church in Cosmedin, Rome. According to the official biography of the Diocese of Terni, Valentine's body was hastily buried at a cemetery near where he was killed before his disciples retrieved his body and returned him home. In the 19th century, the evacuation of Catabombs near Rome produced the skeletal remains and the relics now associated with St. Valentine. As per tradition, these remains were distributed to reliquaries around the world. His skull, adorned with flowers, is on display in the Basilica of St. Maria of Cosmedin, Rome. And other parts of his skeleton can be viewed in England, Scotland, France, Ireland, and the Czech Republic. Sorry if I'm pronouncing any words wrong. It's just because they're new to my brain cells in my mouth. Fact number 5. His blood was gifted by Pope Gregory the 16th. I think that's what XV1. I think that's what it means. Gregory the 16th by In 1836, the Carmelite priest John Sprat received a gift from Pope Gregory the 16th, containing a small vessel tinged with St. Valentine's blood. The gift was taken to Whitefriars Street Carmelite Church in Dublin, Ireland, where it remains. The church continues to be a popular place of pilgrimage, especially for those seeking love on Valentine's Day. Fact 6. He is the patron saint of epilepsy. St. Valentine's holy duties are not limited to interceding in loving couples and marriages. He is also the patron saint of beak keepers, epilepsy, plague, fainting, and traveling. Fact 7. He may have been two different people. St. Valentine's identity was questioned in early 496 by Pope Gelasius I, who referred to him and his acts as being known only to God. The Catholic Encyclopedia and other hagiographical sources describe 3 separate St. Valentines that appear in connection with February 14th, St. Valentine's Blessing, and epileptic. This on 1 February 15th century. In the 15th century, one 15th century account describes Valentine as a temple priest who was beheaded near Rome for helping Christian couples marry. Other accounts say he was the bishop of Turin, also martyred by Claudius II. Despite the similarities of these two stories, enough confusion surrounded his identity that the Catholic Church discontinued liturgical veneration of him in 1969. His name, however, remains on its list of officially recognized saints. Fact number 8. There are actually many St. Valentines. The name St. Valentine, the name Valentinus, from the Latin word valens, means strong, worthy, and powerful, was popular in late antiquity. Around 11 other saints of the name Valentine, or a variation thereof, are commemorated in the Roman Catholic Church. The most recently beatified Valentine was St. Valentine Berriochia from Lario, Spain, who served as bishop in Vietnam until he was beheaded in 1861. There was even a Pope Valentine who ruled for 2 months in 827. The saint we celebrate on Valentine's Day is officially known as St. Valentine of Rome, to differentiate him from the other St. Valentines. Fact 9. His association with love began in the Middle Ages. St. Valentine's Day has been associated with the tradition of courtly love since the Middle Ages. At the time, it was believed that birds paired in mid-February. Throughout the period of February 14th, it's mentioned as a day that brought lovers together, most pietistically as the birds and the bees. According to the 18th century historians Alban Butler and Francis Dous, Valentine's Day was most likely created to overpower the pagan holiday Lupercalia. Who was Jesus, the man who preached around Galilee during the Roman Empire? Listen now. Fact 10. Valentine's Day may have been an invention by Kosher. No solid evidence exists that the Romantic celebrations on February 14th, prior to Kosher's Parliament of Fowls, written in 1375. In his poem, Kosher linked a tradition of courtly love with the celebration of St. Valentine's feast day, when birds and humans came together to find a mate. He wrote, "For this was sent on St. Valentine's Day, when every fowl cometh, there to chooses me," which I don't know if that's a typo, but it's supposed to say, "For this was sent on St. Valentine's Day, when every fowl come there to choose his mate." By the 1400s, nobles inspired by Kosher were writing poems known as valentines to their love interests. And that will be all the facts I have for you today. As always, God bless. See you next time. Hit it!
Jesus, it's the Jesus Podcast.
Jesus is the Jesus Podcast.